Next up on WTV, a senior without his driver's license, a look inside the eyes of Luke Newcomb, and today's Sports Minute. WTV's Daily Update starts now. Good morning, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Wednesday, February 21st, and I'm Neha Perumalla with another daily update brought to you by Wingspan TV. At an age when most students are eager to get out on the road, senior Luke Newcomb isn't concerned about getting his driver's license because his impaired vision prevents him from ever getting behind the wheel. It's been more than 2 years since he turned 16. But rather than worrying about taking driver's ed classes, doing drive times with his parents, or making an appointment at DMV, Luke continues to have his parents drive him everywhere. But it's not out of choice. It's out of necessity, as Luke was born with microphthalmia, a condition that rendered his left eye too small to allow for him to see out of it.
So I have what's called microphthalmia, which is Latin for small eye. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It means that when I was born, my eye was not fully developed as you would expect, and so some of the nerves weren't properly connected and everything. And so because of that, I my eye wasn't functioning and it was too small and everything, and so I had to get a prosthetic, which is just a fancy word for a fake eye, pretty much. And so I can't see out of that eye, so I can only see out of my right eye, and then I have some other assorted visual issues with my right eye, which makes my vision really bad there. But the main thing is my microphthalmia in my left eye.
The Newcomb family had a bit of a bittersweet moment in the short hours after Luke was born, finding out that their new baby boy had something different about him that would initially change the course of early life for the three of them.
I was devastated. It was the saddest day of my life. It was such a glorious occasion when Luke was born, happiest moment, and then the next morning my whole world was flipped upside down, and it was truly unbelievable. It was hard to comprehend what they were telling me and to understand that each eye had a different condition, and I was supposed to remain calm at the same time knowing that my child could be totally blind. It was hard as a mother to accept that, and I felt blame. I had a wonderful pregnancy, so of course it was very hard to accept.
For Dad, Richard Newcomb, Luke's condition meant the possibility of certain roadblocks on Luke's journey through life.
At first we didn't have a full understanding of what his issues or problems were, so that was a big mystery, and we weren't really sure what we were facing. You don't want your child to have any obstacles. You want to remove those obstacles and have them have every opportunity to be successful in their lives. To sort of start out of the gate with a potentially very serious obstacle was tough.
Luke's condition left him without a functioning left eye, but it also impaired his right eye as well, leaving him unable to do what many students 16 and older take for granted.
I can't drive, obviously. You need to drive. The DMV has limits set on what level of perception you need, how far to each side you have to be able to see. And obviously, because I'm not, I can't see out of one eye, I don't have as good of field of view and everything, so I can't see as far as other people and can't see as wide, and so I actually can't drive at all. So 18, don't have a learner's permit or anything.
With Luke's inability to drive, the Newcomb family has looked into driverless cars, a developing self-driving technology intended to help people with vision impairments like Luke.
Yeah, so definitely something that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really glad I was born, in today's age, not 100 years ago, or even 50 or 20 years before I was born. Not just for people like me who can't drive currently, they're going to revolutionize the way that everyone drives and everything. Until they're mass marketly available to the public and everything, I'll have to rely on public transportation and Uber, but even that's not that bad. I'm lucky to live in a world that has a lot of solutions for people who don't drive or can't drive.
However, his impairment doesn't stop at being unable to drive. It also affects his everyday life.
So just like some of the like day-to-day things that people do and use their eyes for, and just a bit harder for me. Something that's super obvious to anyone who's ever seen me or seen what I do in day-to-day life, like when I look at electronics, like a computer or phone, my iPad, something like that, I have to look like really close, and everyone's like, oh, you have such thick glasses, why do you have to get that close? That's bad for your eyes. But I mean, I literally have to, otherwise I want people to see it. So it looks really awkward when I'm holding my laptop like this, but it's what I have to do.
As Luke continues his journey through high school and on to his future, the Newcombs know that their son has the ability to adapt to new encounters and experiences.
I think any parent wants their child just to fit in, as every child does just want to fit in. Luke was bullied, I think, in middle school, and it took a while before Luke came and told us. I think he tried to deal with it the best that he could, and then until he felt that it was beyond his control, he came and spoke to us, and then that's when we actually spoke with the principal of the school and quickly put a stop to that. My goal for Luke is that he lives his life that God has planned for him. I think that God has a mission for Luke and has chosen Luke to carry out his plan, and that is really to help others see more by seeing less. He has big plans to go to college, grad school, married with kids, and I hope I'm here to see all those glorious things. But when I'm not, I know that God has him in his hands and will guide him and be with him every step of the way of his life.
While Luke may live with more challenges than the average high schooler, he is determined to not let them stop him from having a bright future.
I think like a lot of people like to put people in these like little boxes when it comes to like who they are. You know, like everyone wants to think that everyone has some sort of like defining feature that separates from everyone, and that kind of goes along with this, you know, the idea that like everyone's unique in some way. But like someone's uniqueness doesn't have to be like derived from some sort of abnormality in a negative way, right? So like a lot of people, you know, will put you in like, oh, he has a disability or something like that, or oh, he can't do this. But in reality, like I'm just like, you know, you and everyone else our age and all the teenagers and everything, where everyone's just trying to fit in, right? And so I don't want to be known as, you know, Luke the kid with one eye or Luke the kid with a glass eye, right? I'm just Luke, right? And then I want like my actions to define who I am, not like my disability or anything like that.
One of the most interesting details that came from sitting down with Luke's dad was what it's like through the eyes of Luke Newcomb. So I donned a pair of goggles and obscured my vision to try to get a feel for what it's like.
If you spend a day in the life of Luke Newcomb, you'll never understand it completely, because as you sit in the classroom with him, you'll see him functioning just like everybody else. Spent a minute in his life and you had, say, swim goggles, and you took one side and you blacked them out, and you took the other side and you smeared it so that you couldn't see so clearly, and then walk through or go through your day in school. When you see him, you don't really see that he's got an issue, but he's got a lot that he's dealing with and doing a great job dealing with it. And it's because of that that you don't think that he has an issue, and that's remarkable.
In other news, both boys and girls soccer played last night. Here's today's Sports Minute.
Boys basketball faced off in their first playoff game last night at Plano Senior High School. Going up against one of the biggest lineups the Redhawks have seen all year, they began the game struggling compared to past games with only a 20-16 lead at the half. Yet with a sluggish start to the second half, the Redhawks got down at the end of the third quarter, 28-25, and with senior Zach Watson fouling out early in the fourth, it did not look favorable for the Redhawks. But with a three-pointer late in the fourth by junior Peyton Harwell, basketball was able to take its first lead since the half and were able to hold on, beating McKinney North 45-38. They will play Mount Pleasant on Friday. Girls basketball was also in action as they faced the Colony at Lovejoy last night in round 3 of the playoffs. The Red Hawks got off to a hot start, outscoring the Cougars in both quarters of the first half. They were outscored in the third quarter, but that would not be enough as the Red Hawks were able to pull away with the 45-42 win, with junior Randy Thompson scoring a team-high 16 points. Boys soccer was also in action as they faced off in a District 13 5A matchup versus Independence. The Red Hawks were able to pull away with a win, beating the Knights 4-1, improving their record to 5-7-4. Girls soccer played the Knights as well, yet it was a different story as they fall to Independence 5-0, taking the 6th place spot in District. This is Davis O'Brien reporting for WTV Sports.
If you're looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. Please stay tuned for today's announcements. Girls soccer plays Lone Star Friday at home at 7. Boys soccer plays Lone Star Friday at Lone Star at 7:30. NHS applications are currently available in the front office, room C216 and room C215 for current sophomores and juniors interested in joining. Applications are due Friday, March 2nd. Return completed applications to Mrs. Bennett in room C216 or Miss Epps in room C215. If you're a current sophomore or junior, applications for 2018-19 Student Council are available for pickup in room C230. Applications are due to room C230 on March 7th by 4:15. LHS cheer tryouts are March 8th. All applications must be submitted by March 5th. If you have any questions, contact Coach Stevens in room E100. 2018-19 ISM applications are available now and are posted around the school and on the door of room E106. Reminder, students need to park in either the student parking lot or the band parking lot and not in any of the lots north of the school between the main building and the field house and tennis courts. WTV will be hosting a contest for the Red Hawk romance couples. Until Friday, March 9th, the couple who gets the most views on their video will receive at least a $50 gift card, with a second place winner possibly receiving a gift card as well. Today's featured profile on Black History Month is William Still. He was an African-American abolitionist in Philadelphia, conductor on the Underground Railroad, businessman, writer, historian, and civil rights activist. Before the American Civil War, Still was a chairman of the Vigilance Committee of the Pennsylvania Anti-Slavery Society and directly aided fugitive slaves and kept records to help families reunite. That's it for today's Daily Update. This has been Neha Perumalla for Wingspan TV.